All right. Here we go. Top right corner. Pangolin. Let's do a shift tab. Up. Here we go. Red and blue. Bottom left. Frank. It's going to be interesting to see what the opening here is. Miller has been doing a lot of two-gate openings, and Frank, bottom left, and the Zerg has been even talking about the 2-hatch, the 12-hatch 11 pool, trying to get a little bit more of a early expansion out for Zerg as opposed to an early spawning pool. So let's see what he's going. Protoss has been doing a lot of 2-gate builds though lately, so, and this is a 2-player map, so the early expansion for Zerg might be a little tough with the 12-hatch. Really needs to put a lot of sunken colonies down, gas to get the Zergling speed. Oh wow, did we get it? Wow, we got a spawning pool trick. He did a Vespene gas. Oh, okay, so interesting. 9 pool, over pool build. This is more aggressive than your standard 12 hatch, or really like 12 pool is kind of like middle of the road. I think anything before that is more of a Zergling speed kind of thing. And these, yeah, the overpool, and we got the double gateway. So this is actually a really good build for this map. Gotta say. Wait, what? I'm so sorry, I didn't click that. I thought it was interesting. It's the macro hatch at 9 in his base. Wow. Interesting. I think this is actually technically slower than the 12 hatch, because you get those 3 drones before this, but at any rate, really interesting build here. 2 gateway with the forge, getting the early +1 on the Zealots makes a big difference, because then the Zealots can actually 2-hit the Zerglings, so it's a huge advantage for the Protoss. Zerg really needs to get this second gas as soon as possible coming up here. Okay. It's really going to be telling, 1, how fast Zerg expands to the natural. 2, how fast Protoss does this as well, because looks like Protoss, if Protoss had put up a wall here, would have been better for this cannon. So put the cannon, the gateway here, 2 cannons right here. This is really easy to run around, but using the gateway as a wall would have been better. Like SimCity would have allowed a better fast expand. Because then the idea is you put 1 or 2 Zealots in the openings, and Zerglings can't run by because of the cannons. So, but we see some early link pressure coming here. Really good idea with this early. Wow, and denying the probe here. Gonna be really interesting to see what happens here with the first 100 gas for Zerg. Are you gonna go link speed, really push this early advantage, or go hive and go more of a mid-game push? I really think that if you timed it right, let's see what happens. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a hive build based off of none of these being... Oh, and it runs right by! It's exactly what I was talking about with the... Wow, perfect perfect shot here. No Zealots back at home. This is a huge loss for Protoss here. This could be devastating to their econ because it just had the Nexus put up, so they have only 74 minerals right now. Don't have enough to really get any Zealots out right now. This is really big. 3 gateways, but no production right now. Can't make a single Zealot. Just hiding around this cannon, hoping that this wow, takes out the pylon. Oh wow, so they had 1 Qt in each somehow. Oh wow, huge still for Zerg. That was very successful. Even with those probe kills, really stops this production here, but. And Zerg sees that there is an expansion, so they put out a hatchery themselves. Very good move. Almost want, since Protoss is signaling for a macro game here, you almost want to expand another time as Zerg here to get that 3rd gas ASAP. You really need 3 bases as Zerg in order to take on 2 bases of Protoss or Terran. Early Hydralisk Den going down, so it looks like with the timing of this, needs to spread some of these drones out. They're a little clumped here. Send like half of them to the natural here. I want to see some more. Oh, there we go. There's that gateway. The SimCity going up. All right. Well, I mean, I think that Zerg has map control now. Just needs to kind of like, put some Zerglings around just to make sure that there isn't a 3rd base going up here for Protoss. Some crazy, hidden expansion kind of thing, and then they could go and expand again. Get that really economic advantage. Looks like the lurkers are being researched right now, really pushing this Protoss into tech up, and they're doing that, getting the cybernetics core. But it's a significant amount of tech that needs to happen, and a significant amount of gas that needs to actually be built in order to get this. So we got the 2nd gas coming up here soon. Yeah, it is a very weird wall. Interesting with the Zerg. Could put some evolution chambers up here in order to, I mean, the idea with the SimCity is one, to narrow the amount of runway that the units can go through, but then also eliminate the ability for the surround. So I really want to hope one of these is going to be a spore colony at some point just to protect against DTs. There you go. Perfect. So now, for example, it's going to be a lot harder for the Zealots to get a full expand on this on this sunken. All right. Got a lot of Zealots here. Looking really good probe saturation here. Yeah, this is 5 sunkens, which is a lot of drones, right, that could have been going. So these are 5 drones that could have been used. The calculations about every sunken is about 8 Zerglings. So it's very, very expensive in mining time and when you don't need it. So, for example, a better use of the time would be actually use some of these Zerglings, station them up here just to make sure that, hey, if there is a push out, then I can be observant of that and then actually morph these at home when I see that coming rather than just putting them all down. Also, for example, you could actually put them as colonies and then not morph them into sunkens either. So keep some as potentially spore colonies and then leave some as sunkens and then morph them as needed. Spire is about almost done here. So now, I mean, with this map pressure, really, with the lurkers really going back here are doing pretty much nothing. For example, the Protoss would be completely unable to press out right now with the contain. So, I mean, if you've spent all that money in tech and you've gotten a unit that the opponent cannot see. So by investing them into the lurker contain, you'd completely stop. Like this, for example, this probe would not have been able to come out if the lurkers were actually contained the opponent in, and that's really what you want in the end is to invest and get a return on investment on that unit, because right now it's a defense, right? But we already have map control as Zerg, so there's no reason to play so defensively. We have the information. Yeah, so we have about enough for 10 mutas right now to be made. So we have the larva, we have the overlord. We don't have the supply cap though. We're gonna need another couple more overlords. Looks like that's what happened. A lot of creep colonies going down here. So we really would love to see some mutas popping up. Have enough for have them up. Are they going down right now? What's going down? What's being built? That's so expensive. Another expansion? Nope. It looks like Protoss is just going to get a free expansion because of that, lack of lurker contain. These lurkers offensively would have single-handedly stopped that from happening. So I mean, as Zerg, you can take these 3 hatcheries now. Just put the rally right here. Just put the rally right here, right outside. So then he's morphing the lurkers there. He's burying the lurkers inside there. He's getting the map control, getting the information, and all those. And now, unfortunately, now we're at a crossroads now where now we have a DT there that's going to put these slow Zerglings all the way back. And this, I wonder if this expansion is going to be seen, because it has not been seen yet. You have these, I think they're slow overlords right now. Oh, no, they're fast. So bringing the slow overlords there. But again, just a lot of units that aren't being used right now for Zerg to really contain and get information. There we go. Now we got the lurker contain going. But the Zerg knew that there weren't any units out in order to harass these before, and there weren't observers. So there's no reason to wait this long. And really, you want to contain what's going on over here. We don't know. So here we go. Where is this base? Just doesn't scout the right one. Oh my gosh. Maybe it just doesn't know the map well. Oh, here we go. So now with the mutas coming over, and we have some possible harass. You really need 8 mutas in order to take down cannons effectively, and there's just not enough. Right now, these 2 cannons are just going to do work. There's only 5, not a good amount of mutas. You really want, you're going to want these 2 here. You're going to want these 2 here. If they're all grouped together, that's another 6. Oh, you really want to, what, kill. Okay, killing the probe. But now, this Corsair is going to do work now. Oh, 3 Corsairs, and that's pretty much it. Kind of the timing attack. Oh, move them back. Oh, they're gonna die. 3 Corsairs definitely beat 5 mutas here, for sure. No way. Wow, incredible. Are they actually gonna beat them? Wow. Oh, yep. Okay. Yep. There we go. So using those Zerglings to mop them up. The good thing about letting this Nexus pop though, and actually come to fruition, is that you actually have that full 400 mineral being lost there. If they had gone earlier and the probe was killed earlier with the scout of the expansion, there was only the probe loss. But ironically, because of the letting it come up, you actually do more economic damage. Oh, and all the Corsairs. That's absolutely crucial to keep your Corsairs over some cannons there. That is not a good. You want to amass those Corsairs over time. Really establish air control there as Protoss. Finally, the first observers coming out. for Protoss. Going to try to get into this lurker contain. Really want to push these forward. Here we go. Getting these in. Oh, getting this first observer here. Can it actually get out? Oh, it just doesn't have the. They're going for Corsairs, which is good, but these observers are going to do work. Just a little bit. Just go down a little bit here. Oh. Yeah, it's actually in the. Wow. It's actually. Oh no. It's actually in the vision of these units, but they were an attack move. Oh, that is so hard to watch. That's so sad. Yeah, definitely have some storms coming. And we have the third gas coming up from Zerg. Love to see that. So I mean, you can see the minerals there spiking on the Zerg and the Protoss side. The best way to splurge your minerals as a Zerg is to put down extra hatcheries here. So maybe use some of these to plop down 1, 2 extra macro hatcheries, and as Protoss, put down gateways. You know, put down 5 more gateways with your 2,000, so that you can just pump out, you know, zealots or whatever you want during that time. We got dual evolution chambers going. Let's check on the. Okay, so we got 1-1 on the Hydras, so that means that we might see a more Hydra-heavy army composition going forward. Let's check some Zerglings. Yep, the shield has not. I mean, the 1+1 attack has not been researched. Let's see. Check upgrades here. So we got a shield. No. We have no, just 1 shield here. Oh, wow. Dodge that. Can they get him? Oh, wow. Another dodge there on the storm. That's huge. Can micro take out that Templar, man. That is a lot of gas. That is just a vessel. Oh, and another expansion coming out here from Zerg. That's a very interesting expansion. Normally, you'd naturally see Zerg maybe coming up the side here from one of these expansions, but this is a very interesting expansion that the no way that the Protoss knows about. So the Protoss doesn't know about either of these expansions going on right now. Definitely needs to use some of those observers to keep going around. It looks like they're looking. This shuttle might be going for a storm drop here. So definitely look at that. Using the shuttles now for the probes to get out, so to get this expansion out. It's very crucial right now. I think the Protoss is not scouting those. Oh, and we got a big attack coming out here. See what happens. Oh, this cannon, the SimCity is just not doing work right here. Not doing well. Protoss just doesn't have the units, unfortunately. Needs more gateways. Needs about 3 or 4 more gateways here to start, you know, going through, you know, really harassing the Zerg. Got more Corsairs being made here. No upgrades being made by the Protoss, so they are definitely falling behind in that aspect. Love to see the gas going down first there. So we got 4 gas going up, and you can just see that spike right there in minerals. 1,000 gas now. So are we seeing Hive Tech? Absolutely. Perfect. Hive Tech being made. There's probably Cracklings being... Oh, and an offensive macro hatch. Incredible. Maybe a Nidus setup. Wow. That is not normal, but you just love to see it, don't you? That is so cool. Now we see the hard lurker contain coming. Zerg needs to be careful now, especially in the middle game with Dragoons and Observers and Storms. The Protoss has multiple tools in order to take out these lurkers, but really spacing them out for Storms, so only 1 lurker at a time could be actually used. But lurker contain in full effect, Just remember though that a single observer with a single Dark Templar could just wreak havoc on these things. So you would love to see a couple of observers over these mines, and just wow, all of these is oh no, oh no, oh it looks like a really bad Nexus placement there. That is. Oh, look at that mining distance with the Pylon. Let's follow this probe's life here. That is a congestion on the freeway every time you go to work, man. At least it has a straight shot going back. Really should have killed these pylons. It would have been tough, but man, it would have been worth it. That's gonna kill all the efficiency in this expansion. Ouch. I would probably put 4 or 5. There we go. 4 or 5 miners on that one. Oh, here we go. A Nidus coming up. Wow, offensive sunken colonies going down. This is incredible. You don't see this type of forward creep spread in StarCraft Brood War. This is more of like a StarCraft 2 strategy. Incredible. This is very interesting to see. Offensive creep spread with the hatchery, with the gas and the minerals that is that slow Zerglings? Are those cracklings? Interesting. Oh wow. You know what? And I think Zerg would take these all day because oh man, see the cannon placement in the SimCity is just not good. Wow, these mutas flying right into, flying right in there. Oh man, still keeping up with the gas there. That's kind of tech. We got any type of Ultralisk. I mean, Ultralisk being my favorite late game Zerg unit, just because the lack of micro that's required there really would do well against this army. Look at wow, hefty amount of Corsairs coming out finally from the toss, trying to establish that air army. And I don't think that about 0-0 on the upgrades on the mutas. I definitely see them dying. Oh, and no upgrades on the Corsair either. So despite floating 3K and 4K on the Zerg, you really have no upgrades happening somehow. It's just a slight oversight. And the Ultralisk going down. Beautiful. Love to see that. This is finally a 2-1. So you do have good upgrades coming from the Zerg on their lings, really investing into that long term. Check the so we don't have no missiles, none of the missile attacks, but we do have the lings. It looks like we're gonna have a heavy ling, ultra ling combo coming late game for the Zerg, and the late game combo for the Protoss. Really tough to see here. It really could be making a lot more zealots and help clearing some of these. Oh wow. Lots of kills going to be coming on for these Corsairs right now. And they're just going to go back to these spore colonies. So how does the Protoss really come back in this game? I think one, try to get more macro happening, but then also, and they're already mined out, and their minerals, they're natural. That is really sad to see. So and you have no saturation here in the main base, so that's the problem. We have poor mining distance on this one, and then a mined out on this one. So where would you want to expand? Oh, and great scouting here by the Zerg, really getting that. Oh, and the Ultras coming in. Oh, this is huge. Doesn't matter. These Dragoons are just about to be eaten alive by the Cracklings. They're not the unit to be making right now. Definitely needs to have some Archons. Definitely needs to be having a lot of Dark Templar. Does a huge damage against the Ultralisks. But unfortunately, Protoss just doesn't have the econ right now. It's kind of mineral starved, base starved. All of these High Templar. Wow. I would say 15 High Templar there. I count at least 20 on the map. I mean, that's a significant portion of the 100 supply that they have right now. So I would love to see a expansion going here for Toss. That seems like more of the direction. This is pretty much out, and here we go. The Zerg a attack move going down. Even with the SimCity there, I don't see even with all these storms. I mean, look at all these storms that are capable. Just bring one down. Here we go. Is that the plan? Is it really just storming their own probes? Oh my gosh, this one 4 kills by this one Zergling. Incredible. The vision right now that, just look at the mini map here, the vision that the Zerg has of this map is just incredible compared to the Protoss. Nothing. Just absolute, doesn't even want to look. For a good reason if you think about it, because with the shuttle here, I'd love to see some storm drops, would love to see some harass. The Zerg's just been playing their game, and Protoss has not been able to actually assert any power here. But I mean, look at this, ripe for a storm drop. Another one in the base, probably too late for that one. But some of these bases doesn't really, you kind of ran out of minerals. If you look at it, you don't, no mining minerals here. Minerals at the natural and minerals at the third, but looks like it's a little low. So we're looking at I have a conference of High Templar, a council meeting that's happening, a high council meeting up at the top of the base. Needs to be using these units for something, either with the shuttle to okay, finally making those Archons. Okay, that's good. That's a lot of gas though. That is a significant portion of the economy. So needs to make good use of them. A lot of saturation there, which is good. Just needs to start whittling away. Get away from this contain. Get away from that. Do some harass. And now you just have the attack move. Wow, you got the armor. You got the speed coming from the Ultras now. You got 3-2 on the almost cracklings. One up. Oh, a huge storm there. Absolutely huge at the choke. Get these Archons out. Get them down here. Oh, can they? Oh. This is just not looking good. Going to be a hard battle to have the toss come back in this one. Wow, the offensive hatchery with the Nidus, that was an incredible contain. What a robust addition to the contain there to actually add a hatchery. A offensive macro hatchery with the offensive Nidus. That is so cool. You just don't see that. Very cool idea. Very next level thinking by the Zerg there. These cracklings are just going to be absolutely monstrous. Zerg is just macro, and you can see the 8 PM spikes when they're just making all those units. Not going to give up their lead here, and really just control the attack move. Doesn't really need any micro at this point. These poor lurkers that at the beginning of the match never being used, but wow, are these actually being, can you actually rally it to a Nidus and have it automatically go in? Can you? Does that work? Does that work? I did not know that. Does that work? Or is that microed? Finally getting that third base. Just a little bit too late there. Yeah, I mean, another like 10 minutes ago, that would have been a good move by Protoss, really getting them out of this bind. Okay, it's micro. Because I thought it would just the buildings would just it would just stand by the building. It wouldn't go in like interact with the building. It looks pretty GG to me. It's going to be very hard for the Protoss to come back here. Um, wow, that is a lot of observers. So really, I think the biggest problem I think with the Protoss's game, if I could be so astute to do a post-mortem while we're still playing it, I think it's army composition. You had, 20 High Templars being made. You have 7 observers here. Just not the right amount of units, and not enough of the just not a good army composition. So, you want to see more zealots play. Like dozens of zealots. More roaming around. Dark Templar going into bases after you've cleared with Corsairs. Harassing more. Using the High Templar with storm drops. I think that would have been a big benefit there. No GGs, I know. It's so funny that my the one was it last night or the night before where I thought it was just GG for sure, man. When my Protoss partner got taken out and he got on his one base build, and then we defended his one base somehow, and I was able to get it going, and I won that one. So that was definitely interesting. I don't know why I made Archons. I wasted like 12 High Templars. Um, yeah, I mean Archons. So Archons have splash damage, so they are a good unit for the Zerg swarm. But at the same time, they're very weak, right? I mean, they have most of their defense is in shields, so they're very low health, and most of their life is in shields. So really, the move is Storms would have wiped the ultras. Yeah, definitely. Um, for Zerglings and stuff like that, you love to see Archons with mutas. It's really good, but High Templars, really need to do. I just don't think that it was enough actual units. You need to actually have like an army there, not just High Templars, in order to. I mean, that's just too much micro. There's just no way. Yeah, Protoss middle game. I mean, it's very, very micro intensive. That's the problem that I have it with it personally. Um, is how do you manage to do, especially in the mid game? How do you manage to do the super high micro job as well? Like with doing the macro, because it's very micro intensive. Okay, they're gonna go one more 2v2. Frank did a good job. The Zerg did a good job of keeping down the Corsair count with Scourge. Absolutely, yeah. They went really Scourge hunting there early, and even went into the base, taking out the Corsairs. Never really allowing Protoss to get that amount, and the Protoss just didn't micro the Corsairs enough. Like I said, I mean, you really got to micro of your unit, got to baby those units. Because you're looking to really bring those the numbers of Corsairs up and up and up. You don't want to lose them early, because if you just lose 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, you're never going to get that critical 8 Corsair bunch that you need that can kill a Scourge before it comes in. Okay, so they want to do a fight night. Let's see if we can observe that. Nice. What? They're gonna go on. What? I'm so confused on this setup. All right, here we go. They're gonna do another one. Fighting Spirit, one of my favorite maps. So good. I mean, just the classic quintessential map here. All right, bottom left-hand corner, we got the Zerg. It's the same setup that we had before, but just a different map. This is the difference, though, is that Fighting Spirit is a 4-player map. We were playing a 2-player map before, which makes a big difference. So in the early game, that really allows you, because the player can't scout you immediately and know what's going on, you can really invest in a 12. Excuse me, a really econ-heavy build. So, for example, I'd really love to see Zerg go 12 hatch at their natural this time, as opposed to a 12 hatch macro hatch in their own main. And with the Protoss, really would love to see a fast expand here. So putting the pylon here, and will they do that? It looks like they're gonna try. Or okay, never mind. Just oh my gosh. Did I okay? I I linked a video in a group chat earlier with a video of Bisu doing this. That's gonna be really interesting if the Protoss actually does that with the pylon up here and then the gateway down here. It would be really interesting to see if this actually comes to fruition. Here, okay. Oh, okay. Wow, we got a really fast pool coming on. Really fast pool with no early scout. I don't know if I like this. This is really, really killing your early econ. And as Zerg, it's imperative to get that other hatch, that first hatch, your first, your second hatch going. He did do it. Amazing. That's incredible. That is so good. That's so good. Oh, that's so funny. So we are seeing a fast expansion build. I mean, Protoss is going to be massively in the lead here if Zerg does not take this out really early, and a creep colony early. Oh man, just not a good decision on econ on the build. Okay, and an early gas. So really, with the creep colony, I'm really expecting now for a really heavy early game Zerg rush with Zerg speed. Everything like that. Otherwise, okay. Interesting. I think the move. There's not enough move. There's not enough space here. There's not enough space. There's not 2 units to actually have a Dragoon go through. He's going to be trapped. He's going to be absolutely trapped. I think the move is to put a forge here. So then you have 2 units right here that you can get Dragoons through, and then put cannons back here. The second gateway is not needed, and you're not pumping out a bunch of zealots anyway. So why would you have to put a second gateway on? You really need to save for that Nexus anyway. At any rate, we do see the natural expansion going down for Zerg. Oh, and already the sunken going down. Oh, that is hard to see. Okay, so we will see here with the first 100 gas. Where does that go? Hydralistan. So it looks like we're going to see... okay. I'm really confused here. It looks like maybe the lurker contained again. So my guess is going to be a layer here coming up. Yep, and the first. Okay, so we got a Hydralistan and a layer. So ideally, actually, if you're going to go a fast lurker, build, the timing is actually pretty easy. So you go with your first 100 gas to layer, and then halfway through your layer being done, you put down the Hydralisk Den, and then the Hydralisk Den finishes just as your layer's finishing, and you also have 200 gas once the layer finishes and the Hydralisk Den finishes. So then you can immediately start researching the lurker upgrade, because this right now just doesn't do anything, and it's another macro hatch. So again, just like SimCity, small stuff, but it does make a big difference. Putting this macro hatchery right here. Think of this macro hatchery right here in front of this sunken colony. Being able to do that work, being able to actually square off. And this is the problem with this build right now, is that it doesn't have the econ early to see the sunken colony is badly placed. You want them to, they're good in that they're defending one another, but if this sunken was right here and there's a hatchery right here walling it off, it'd be really hard for the zealots to actually get through. And right now you have a contain. Really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Wait a second. Wait, the players switched races. I'm just now noticing that. The players just switched races from the previous match here. So you have that. Okay, so now that makes sense. Okay, because this player has like an interesting early. Okay, I understand now. Okay. Both of them. It's funny that both of them did an interesting early sunken, just a survival sunken. But again, still the hatchery can be better placed over here, I believe. It's interesting that both of the players playing Zerg did a interesting, really early sunken and a really early hatch. 12 hatch, 11 pool, 13 extractor. Very easy to remember, but anyway. Okay. Are we going to see an expansion here? Yep, saving up for the 400. Wow, I mean, if the Protoss is able to contain Zerg right here, I mean, what is this? Okay, interesting. The 2 base of the Zerg pales in comparison to the 2 base of Protoss. So, if they're able to establish this, they're going to be they are so now the Forge and the Nexus are touching one another, and this cannon is right by. I mean, unless there is some type of like air, are they going to go air units? I think maybe that's what they're thinking. Putting some like really big SimCity cannon, and then just go air units. Lot of zealots. So this Protoss player is doing a lot more zealots than the previous one. I think that's a really good strategy. Zealots are very, very strong against Zerg early game, and what happens is that you force the Zerg to make Zerglings, and they make more sunken colonies. So you would love to force that larva being spent to inopportune Zergling, the Zerg evolution chamber. You want the Zerg evolution chamber in front here, and this is the problem. This is exactly why you want this reversed. So because that's exactly why. Because see how those zealots are able to get a full surround on that sunken colony, and they're able to come in here. They can actually just run by. They can just run by into this. Really, no reason to stay. The choke is so large they can run. The Citadel of Dune is not down. Cybernetics Core just being built. Zealot Speed has no chance of being researched, but we have that perspective drone going out. Oh, are they going to just run by, or are they going to take... Oh. Interesting. Wow, 150 APM coming from this Protoss player right now. Really trying to... Oh, and we got the lurkers. I mean, this lurker is going to push this right, drop this right, kill us right now. What an opportune time to have lurkers coming in. This one lurker, though, is it going to be enough? Oh, okay. So now just go up the ramp. Go up the ramp. Oh, it's going right up the ramp. Oh, are they going to be able to kill enough of these? They're not. This is huge. This is huge. Will they be able to actually kill these units? Okay, these sunken colonies not good, but this spire is not in a good position. Trying to kill the Hydralisk Den. Might want to. No, they're just all going to die. About 1,000 minerals just vaporized there. Not good. Pro production at home completely stalled, and the econ dying right now. That was not good for the Protoss there, with a significant supply down in supply now. Okay, so they are going Stargates. Interesting. Okay, now that it makes sense with the SimCity up front. Gonna need some more cannons, though, to be honest, to really secure that. I mean, Stargate builds are very strong with Zerg, with Overlords, and as long as you get that crucial 8 Corsairs in order to really defend against Scourge, so that the Scourge can't attack any of your air units, as then it's gravy. Immediately starting on some production. All right. Immediately starting on production. Looks like probably Corsairs here. And we have that third base coming down from the Zerg. There we go. There we go. Now now the SimCity is beautiful. Put another colony there. Corsairs being built. Be interesting to see who takes the center expansion. Zerg definitely has map control right now. Sees a lot more of the map than Protoss. Protoss is playing in their base, just hoping what's going on. And in order to, they're paying the cost of that, because look at all these cannons being everywhere. Not opportune cannon placement, just because these cannons are not supporting one another. So a group of mutas could take this out. 8 mutas is a good amount to actually take on a cannon and kill it pretty quickly. Then kill this one, and then kill this one. They're all by themselves. These are kind of supporting one another, but here we go. These Hydralisks are going to do good damage here on the cannons, taking it out. Not enough cannons, really. These mutas should not be attacking this. Not enough mutas there. Do they have a drop? Oh no, and a lurker, possible lurker drop coming. Let's see. This player loves to do lurker. Nope, nope, nope. There you go. Zealots doing what they do best against Hydralisks. You really have to micro those Hydras against Zealots. And now there you go, more. It's interesting not using the Corsairs there against those two Muta. More Sunkens going down. A lot of Sunkens going down. Why are the creep colonies going down? Is this this must be some spore colonies to help. I think that they're worried about drops, maybe. Citadel of Dune, speed lots coming. Would love to see. I mean, at this point, the player, the Protoss knows about the Hydra Den because they're attacking it. Knows about the layer, so they know that lurkers are possibly on its way. So, getting some type of observer out is really key. So maybe that might be what the Citadel of the Dune is going for. Or is that? I think that's on the tech tree. I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. This is a huge amount of Corsairs. If microed correctly, I don't see that now. Just go Overlord hunting. Go all throughout the map. Just put them on patrol. Take them out. I mean, not only is Zerg. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ouch, 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 ouch. Zerg's done a really good job. Oh wow, a bunch of Overlords here without any airdrop. Oh gosh, 6 Overlords here. No spores, only this one. Oh, Oh, this is going to be absolutely dreadful. Oh, no. Great work by this Protoss. No Scourge that you can see from anywhere. Where is the Scourge? Oh, no. I don't believe that the Zerg really, like, I don't think that they actually, scouted because the mutas were attacking this cannon. I don't believe that they actually went in here to actually see the tech. Oh. Okay, so we had, I believe, seven Corsairs before. Now down to 4. Still enough to go overload hunting. Missing out on 2 here. Really forcing a bunch of more overlords to be made here. Perfect. And now the TOS knows about this expansion. Oh man, that's how we used to play. That was the old graphics. Oh man, that's crazy. Anyway. Here we go. Back at it. Going back to this expansion. Taking them out. These zealots are definitely doing a lot more work. Taking out these expansions. Beautiful, beautiful scouting by the Corsairs now. This is exactly what the Protoss needs to do. It needs to limit these Zerg expansions as they go in. Get it down, get it down. That's really how the Protoss wins. Win the air army, eliminate the expansions from the Zerg, and then just let the minerals dwindle for the Zerg. Starve them out. It's a really winning strategy. Here we go. We got another expansion going on. We'll love to see like some pylons and some cannons here just in case. And wow, just gonna go over the air domination, going over and killing 6 Corsairs. Definitely gonna need a lot of Scourge too. So not just mutas at this point. 6 is a significant amount. Oh. The Protoss is doing a great job of taking out these overlords, taking the air superiority. And what do you do as the Zerg? Oh, we got a huge drop coming in here. Can you just tell by how they're being microed? These overlords have something in them. They're coming, and because of this expansion, they know it's coming. The Zerg is definitely in need of a shakeup here. It needs to be. Oh, and a lurker drop, huge lurker drop in the base. The only observers at this point are the cannons. There are no observers actually in the game for the Protoss. Needs to be going in and targeting these cannons. These cannons are absolutely crucial. It's the only way that these lurkers are being found. They're not being microed correctly though. Oh, if these lurkers were only placed over here and just kill this one cannon, you'd be able to kill all of these things. Oh, it's just not enough micro here from the Zerg. This is such a key battle. These 2 cannons are oh, now we have finally an observer coming. It's pretty much dead now. There's no way. So much gas here. Probably over 1,000 gas. 10 lurkers, I would imagine. And now the Zerg is in a significant disadvantage. At least they saw the fleet beacon though. So now it is a race for air superiority. What's good against carriers? Hydras, surprisingly, are incredibly good against carriers. Mass Hydras can pick off carriers very quickly with micro. The only problem is that they get mixed up. Their AI gets mixed up with the interceptors. So if you're able to actually micro them to attack the carrier themselves and not the interceptor, they can take them down very quickly. Oh, and just more harassment here. This This Protoss doing just an incredible job hunting these down, really maintaining, using these Stargates to their detriment. And look at this base, completely undefended, but Zerg has just no way of launching an attack. They even saw it. They saw that it was naked over here. Can't do anything. Can't even mount up a pack of Zerglings to go after him. Looks like they are doing some Hydras. I'd love to see some upgrades on those. Let's see, check these. A 0-0. Oh, that is just not what you want. You definitely need to get some upgrades going. We got floating 2K on each one. So, okay, we've got a macro hatchery coming down. Not enough macro coming from the Zerg, unfortunately, right now. And another expansion coming down from this Protoss. Why not? When you have map control and you know what's going on, that the Zerg just used their entire army and dropped on your base, and they didn't kill anything. Expand. You know, whenever you win one of those battles, expand. They're going to have less units now, and now all their units are defensively set up here as opposed to attacking these bases. Great pylon set up here too. Loving this Protoss play. Just doing such a good job. And wow, geez, I mean, the only thing that would be worse for this Zerg right now would be an Arbiter with it. Is there Arbiters coming? Not that I see, but probably in the future here. This is not good. There's even an observer here, so they can pick off all of this. And it looks like the micro is not being done on the Hydras, and they're just attacking the interceptors. This is just not good for the Protoss here. I mean, sorry, for the Zerg. These interceptors are gonna absolutely make mincemeat, and these lurkers are just not. Oh, here we go. The Scourge. Oh, wow. There are enough Corsairs to protect these carriers, but it just needs to be microed. Let's see if we can. Oh, looks like one of them was taken down. I think there might have been 3. This one, the shield got taken down, 190 on health. Protoss is so dangerous when you allow it to get the air superiority against these Zerg. And this Protoss isn't even building a Templar archives for Dark Templar. I haven't even seen that. So it really goes to show just Corsairs alone are strong. Yeah, and really need Scourge on Scourge in order to fight back. But in order to make Scourge, you need gas, and that's the problem. We're on 2 gas, and this, I guarantee you, this one's depleted or nearly depleted, and this one is the only active gas. See, and they just took out this 3rd one. So really smart play by the Protoss coming in, taking out the gas, stalling. And this Zerg, of course, has enough banked, but that's still only about 10 Scourge. So 10 units that's about 20 Scourge now. So that it could be macroed. 20 Scourge could make a significant dent, but then you'd use up all your gas, and you'd have to make Zerglings at that point. So really tough. At this point, I'd be interested. You've already done your damage here. I'd be interested in just attacking this natural, just going in, because that's where all the units are. So it'd be interesting to just kind of start attacking and probing these other bases, and that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing how many carriers now? 4, and there are actually more that are being built. Or here we go. Wow. And now we got another expansion coming up. This is really what you want to see. You want to see this Zerg. It needs to expand now. It's so hard because you don't have map control, and it feels like you're just throwing away these minerals. But at 3,000 that they're floating, you might as well gamble and try to get those gas. Try to get those new sources, and really maybe like put down some macro hatcheries in the base, so you can just come up here, make a bunch of units, and move on. Because right now we're on 1, 2, 3, 4 base Protoss against 1, 2, 3 base Zerg. So that is just not good. Not good at all. And the 4th base is not well, hasn't even been established. And the 3rd base only has 3 drones at it. So really interesting game shaping up here. I don't see how Zerg has the macro in order to make and remake the units that are needed in order to kill this army. Oh, here, and the Arbiter Tribunal is going up now. So, oh, these oh wow, these Corsair carriers that are being rallied over here to come up with the main supply are being picked off now. So it killed one, wounded the other to almost dead. With an Arbiter, this is pretty much good game. It's gonna be very hard for a Zerg to deal with that has no air superiority, no macro, and no gas in order to make Scourge. Really want to see. Looks like we have another drop coming in. Are they really going to go right into these Corsairs and these carriers? Oh, don't do that. Oh, and the observer sees it, just completely scouting with the Scourge. So they see it, and these poor Overlords don't stand a chance. Oh, those definitely had things in them. You could just tell that was hard to see, and now the Protoss, these units are waking up. 6 carriers now with 6 Corsairs. I mean, this is just devastating. Looks like the Zerg is lining up an attack here, trying to take out one of these expansions. Just Zerglings at this point would help, and just not enough. I don't believe. I'm trying to see. Oh, yeah, no armor. Oh, no carapace on the armor. So that's really the move too. Oh wow, you don't even have any plating or plasma shields or any type of plus damage on these units either. So they're just going for it. So really the move, if the Zerg wanted to fight, oh, this is not playing out well. Really want to get some carapace. Carapace is really actually the best upgrade for Zerg against Protoss, because it really allows you for those Scourge to actually hit the Corsairs. The only advantage of the +1 attack for the Spire is that the Mutas have their attack. They hit one unit and then another unit. So even with this expansion going down now, I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference. The entire main base of Zerg is being taken out. I think this might be game. So with the attack that the Mutas attacking more than one target, the +1 attack does have kind of like an increased effect, but the problem is can't attack if you're dead, and Mutas are so brittle, and Scourge are too. Like I said, 8 Corsairs, and you really can't even land a single Scourge. So, but with a +1 shield, you might actually be able to land some attacks, and that's really what it's about in the end. Trying to get the Scourge to the units. And as we saw there, just the Scourge just absolutely get annihilated, because we saw 6 Scourge coming over here, 6 Scourge over here, and these poor Overlords being spawned right to their death. There's just nothing. Wow, all these DTs being made now. Just DTs. When you're floating 3K, why would you make anything other than DTs in your gateways? It's all mined out here. It's good that this Zerg is taking out this expansion. They did trade one expansion for one expansion, but the problem is all this tech's dead. All of this macro is dead for the Zerg. Spawning pool being rebuilt. Zerg sees a future in its eyes. Man, I'd really like to see. Yeah, I mean. I agree. I do believe this is GG. Um, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would tend to agree. But I think there is something to learn from these games in the fighting from a behind position. Oh, thanks, man. Fighting from the position behind. I don't know if just stagnating the game is better. Oh, sweet, thanks, dude. Hydralisk Den being rebuilt. So there we go. 4 drones. Restart of the game at 30 minutes, and well, let's see how it goes from here. I think Zerg really lost the game. This game. No upgrades. That was huge. There's no upgrades on any of the units that I can see. That's hard. That's going to be really hard. And it's because of the strength of the Protoss units. Protoss units 1-for-1 are much stronger than the Zerg units. So you really need to have numbers as the Zerg. And ideally you're doing damage, dying, reproducing your units, instantly, and doing more, reproducing your army instantly. But when you don't have those upgrades, when you don't have that shield, you don't have that attack, you actually can't do the damage that you need to do. And that's what we see with the air fights, and the Zerg just wasn't able to land any of these Scourge, and that's just blowing 125 gas. Every 2 Scourge is 125 gas, just like Zergling's 2 Scourge is from 1 larva, and so you just don't. You see them, and this is the problem, right? Is that and the macro just wasn't there. So, and this is the problem that we see right now, in that the Zerg thinks, I have 2,000 minerals. I could, actually put down some army and actually macro, something really quickly. But the problem is, well, your tech is dead, and your army doesn't have any upgrades, and you have a supply that's 3-to-1. So, we have +1 upgrades on the Dark Templar going down. So these expansions that are going down right now, this is what that should have been done, at the beginning, at the beginning of the match, trying to push the advantage, trying to take it wherever they could. This is the goal of Zerg in a ZVP, is to really deny expansions, any third base from a Protoss, because really a Protoss only needs 3 bases in the entire game. It's just true. Their bases are a lot more efficient. Their units are so much stronger, and they're microing them so much more. And Zerg, you're just throwing away your army. So minerals, way more mineral intensive. Cobra Kai never die. So, and it has to do with actually the drones are one of the worst to mine. So really the game in Zerg versus Protoss is trying to stay 1 or 2 bases ahead at all times, keeping your upgrades going, and really trying to do as much as possible to limit those Corsairs. And the best way the Corsair does, you put damage on a Corsair as Zerg is with the Scourge. The only way that the Scourge does damage to a Corsair is if it gets there. So I think that the lurker drop in the main was the right idea. Um, the biggest problem that I saw with that drop was that there's no Zerglings in there. And again, like people underestimate the damage that the Zerglings are doing in these combos. So, um, you really throwing two more overlords with those 10 lings. I mean, sorry, 10 lurkers, so that you have, you're dropping 10 to 12 lings would have done a huge service to that drop. Probably would have taken out the cannons that were the detectors that allowed the Protoss to live there. Might have been a successful attack just by that. There wasn't any anti-air, and they didn't know that their carriers were there, but really feel like that there was the right idea. I think that there could have been another drop. I think that there was another drop that got killed by the Corsairs and the carriers a little earlier. But really, I mean, I hate to go back to the very beginning of the game just to say, I think that Zerg was at a disadvantage from the get go, by not investing in the econ early, putting the 12 hatch there, because really when they were getting their 12 hatch, the Protoss was getting their expansion down at the same time. And that's just too tough. That's just too tough of a slog there. The Sim City could have been a little bit improved so that early Zealot harass did less damage, and getting more of an econ build going on. I think that the 9 pool early sunken is really condoned itself to an attack. Really got to take advantage of that attack, really push in and try to do some damage, and just never saw that. So there's no advantage in denying your own economy if you're not going to take advantage of it and actually use that advantage that you have. So all right, finally. It was a close game to the very end. All right. I'm very surprised there. Miller and his Zerg is actually usually pretty good. So I'm actually really surprised on that. He's just he's a little off right now. I hate them so much, Corsairs. Last game was so funny because they switched races. Last game, Frank Frank really taught Miller. So the Zerg this time didn't do the thing that the Zerg last time did, and that's the biggest problem: is the hunting the overlords early, hunting the Corsairs early, taking them out, not allowing that critical mass to happen. Load up for a drop. Yeah, we saw that with lurkers and hydras. Yeah, dropping on an expansion. Yeah. I think they're talking about 2 different drops there. There's a second drop that he was talking about. I mean, there were overlords still over the map, when there are Corsairs out. Probably not the best idea. Yeah, it's true. He said My main was so crowded with pylons, I think it blocked the lurkers. It did. All the lurkers are attacking the pylons and not going off of any of the tech or any of the cannons that were attacking the lurkers, and that's what did it. And that attack, you can look back, and it was yeah, very poorly microed. All right, adios, guys. I think that's it. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Adios.